Calling to order the Cuyahoga County Council regular meeting of Tuesday, January the 24th, 2017. Clerk, please call the roll.
Calling the roll, Mr. Gallagher. Here. Mr. Schron. Here. Ms. Conwell. Ms. Conwell is absent at the moment. Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones is absent at the moment. Ms. Brown.
Here.
Mr. Hairston.
Here.
Ms. Simon.
Here.
Ms. Baker.
Here.
Mr. Miller.
Here.
Mr. Tuma.
Here.
And Council President Brady.
Here, and I expected Councilwoman Conwell to be here, and I know why she's not here. So in case she is not able to arrive, I'd like to ask for a motion to excuse her absence. Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. The Councilwoman's absence is excused. Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Under silent meditation today, I have a unique and unfortunate responsibility. Municipal Judge Ray Pianka, as most of you know, passed over the weekend. And, we meet a lot of people in this business, and we know them in many ways. But in this happens to be someone that I really knew very, very well, lived close to, I'm a contemporary of, and so I'm going to talk a little bit about Ray today. Ray grew up in the city over on the near west side, lived in the same neighborhood his entire life, long before over in the Gordon Arcade area, many decades before it was fashionable, and started volunteering as a teenager and when he was going to school in the community for the local officials and just doing all those kinds of things that volunteer work is deeply appreciated with in a struggling neighborhood. After he got his law degree, he was made the director of the Detroit Shoreway Organization, which he had helped found. He was the executive director of it for 10 years. And a lot of the work that you see out there was because of Ray. His fingerprints were all over it, although a lot of it wasn't completed until after his time. He was elected to the Cleveland City Council in 1985. I was elected the same year, and we served together for a decade, and ironically left at the same time that we both came in, me to the legislature and him to the court. He was the chairman of the Economic Development Committee on the Cleveland City Council. His understanding and knowledge about these issues was very impressive, and his dedication as well. He was elected in a tough race to become the housing court judge, a position that hadn't existed for very long. In the last 21 years, he's actually defined it, what it is. He's not going to be easy to replace, but more important than that, he's a really witty, funny person who loved life, and his wife, Karen, and his daughter, Kirsten, were just folks that if you knew them, you'd love them. And so I'd like to have a moment of silence for Raymond Pianka. Thank you. Clerk, is there any public comment related to the agenda?
Yes, Mr. President, Mr. William Denahan.
Thank you, Mr. President and honorable members of council and County Exec Armin Budish. I'm here to support and encourage a resolution that would allow additional funding for the Adams Board to really provide services that are so desperately needed in terms of beds and detoxification. And Mr. Budish came to me about 2 months ago and talked about this and offered a plan, and that plan is coming to fruition tonight, and I wish to thank him for his leadership in that, this is the biggest killer in our society that we have right now. Just 3 months ago, we thought we would hit over 500 deaths here in Cuyahoga County. Last year, the year before that, 2015, we hit 228, and we thought that was a record. Earlier last year, I thought we'd hit over 400. We're finding out we exceeded 600. And part of the problem is somebody going to a detox center and told to wait until a bed is available. The detox couldn't take a person until they had a bed available after they went through detox. This plan will allow us to contract for more than 100 beds, residential treatment beds, which are the most important ones because those are the first ones. And there's also the most expensive ones. But also to include medical treatment assisted beds, which are extremely important, and the long-term sober beds. So there's a long-term commitment to keep people as long as they can to provide a sober environment for them to survive. The other is a animated detox unit that could go out and help people while they're going through their recovery. So thank you to Mr. Budish, thank you, Mr. President, and council members. Should you pass this resolution, I believe it will make an extraordinary impact in saving those lives that we have a chance to save. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there anybody else?
No one at
Madam
this
Clerk?
time.
Okay. We have something a little bit unusual today. The administration has asked for a piece of legislation to be walked on. Now, this will be sent to committee, and I'd like for Mr. Dykes to give us a little, or whoever, to give us a little explanation about why this is necessary.
Thank you, Council President and members of Council. I've asked Holly Woods, the Director of Benefits and Comp, to give you a full explanation, and Pat Smock will be assisting.
Good evening. So the Department of Human Resources is requesting approval of an amendment with a medical mutual services for anticipated cost not to exceed $70,232,190.78, and then the other one is for our Caremark Health Services, anticipated cost not to exceed $17,662,807.67. The reason that we're requesting to walk this on today, and understanding that this will be referred to committee where we'll have an opportunity to drill into this even further. But the reason we're requesting to walk this on today is basically we're at a point where we need to amend the budget for approval of the third year for our healthcare contracts. So the funding for those contracts. And what we've done and why this is coming to you today is, as you know, as we've talked to the HR committee and different council members, is the all-encompassing project of open enrollment, the changes that we made to the regional healthcare programs. There's been a lot that we've been analyzing, a lot of audits that were done. And with that comes a lot of time invested into determining what enrollment numbers we have, the regional partners, what partners remain in the program, what programs they're staying in. And so with that, it took us some time to analyze those numbers, get confident in the numbers that we have, again, auditing those multiple times in order to get a better idea of the actual budget that we'll need to fund all these contracts for 2017.
All right, thank you. As I said, we are going to be referring this to committee, so this will be thoroughly discussed in the HR committee.
Okay.
So from what I understand, like I said, I think this is we don't do this often. In accordance with Rule 6B of the County Council rules, I'd like to ask for a motion to add resolutions number R 2017-0018 and R 2017-0019 to the agenda as additional items under number 10B for consideration for reading and referral to committee. Do I have a second?
Second.
It's been seconded. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. And the legislation will be referred later in the committee to, the resolution is approved and the legislation will be sent to committee later in the meeting.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to have a motion to approve the minutes of January the 10th, 2017 regular meeting.
So moved.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. The minutes have been approved. I have no announcement in item 7. Is there a message from the county executive?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I just want to supplement and thank Bill Denahan and the Adams Board. As you all know, and as Bill very eloquently explained, we have a real epidemic in this county, and it's statewide and national as well, and that's the heroin, fentanyl, opioid crisis, which is killing people daily and destroying communities. We've been, as a county administration, we've been working on strategies for months and months. We've been working with other community groups. Carol Rendon, the U.S. Attorney, has been extremely helpful. The Adams Board, of course, has been a tremendous partner. We've worked with the hospitals. We're working with the foundations and others to come up with a comprehensive strategy. One part of that is before you tonight on the fiscal agenda, and that is the $250,000 that we're asking the county to move into the treatment for this people affected by the opioids. The city of Cleveland will be approaching their council for approval of another $250,000, and the Adams Board is contributing $1 million. So we'll have $1.5 million new money that will be going to a plan that Bill and the Adams Board put together for treatment that should make a significant difference here. So I want to thank in advance, hopefully, the county council for approving for considering and approving the fiscal agenda item, and we will be in continuing contact with you as we continue to move forward with a strategy to tackle this terrible epidemic. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Legislation introduced by council, consideration of a resolution of council for first reading adoption under suspension of rules. Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. The rules have been suspended. Clerk, would you please read the item into the record?
Resolution number 2017-0007, appointing Jack H. Schron Jr. to serve on the Cuyahoga County Economic Development Commission for the term January 1, 2017 through December 31, 2018, designating Nan A. Baker to serve as alternate to Jack H. Schron Jr., and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to approve. Second. Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Consideration of a resolution of council for third reading adoption. Clerk, please read it.
Resolution number 2016-0232, adopting various changes to the Cuyahoga County non-bargaining classification plan.
Motion to adopt. Second. Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Okay, Councilman Conwell is not here. But I think it's pretty, we're pretty familiar with this legislation at this point. If anybody has any questions of anybody in the administration, speak up now or forever hold your peace, or at least for the rest of the meeting. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Consideration of an ordinance of council for third reading adoption.
Ordinance number 2016-0013, enacting Title 14, Animals, and Chapter 1401, Animal Abuse Registry of the Cuyahoga County Code to require violators of specified statutes of the State of Ohio's animal cruelty law to register with the Cuyahoga County Sheriff, to require the sheriff to establish and maintain a registry of those violators, and to prohibit registrants from adopting, harboring, or acting as custodian or caretaker of a companion animal.
To adopt.
Been moved and seconded. Councilwoman?
Okay, thank you so much, Council President. I'm very proud to have this here on third reading, this ordinance, which has been long in waiting. We had to wait for the state to pass Goddard's Law, which it did pass. I don't know if my colleague Baker was with the state at the time. Yes. Thank you so much. And so we will be the first county in Cuyahoga to have such an ordinance. It does two things. One, it says any person who's convicted or pleads guilty to a felony animal abuse charge will be prohibited from having a companion animal in their possession in the county. So that's part one. So cats, dogs, whatever's covered under Goddard's Law, that person cannot have them as a pet. The second piece is the registry, and that's where any person convicted or who pled guilty will have to be identified on a registry with the county. And the purpose of that is especially for adoption agencies, the county kennel, the Cleveland APL, rescue groups, pet stores will be able to check on the registry when somebody comes up to apply to adopt or purchase an animal. So they'll be able just to click on to the registry and see whether that person is on there. And if so, they can say no to the adoption. So that's what this does. It's two parts. And I ask for my colleagues' support. And we have the support of the administration and our sheriff to assist with this process going forward. And unfortunately, this week, I know there were two egregious cases of abuse that came across the screen. I won't get into them, but I want council to know that these are the most egregious acts. This isn't a dog that's kept on a chain for too long. These are horrible, horrible acts of violence. So I hope I get support from council, and I appreciate this co-sponsors to date.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Congratulations, Councilwoman Simon, for all your hard work on this issue. Legislation introduced by the executive, consideration of resolutions for first reading adoption under suspension of rules. I need a motion to suspend the rules.
Move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it, and the motion to suspend is approved. For an explanation for why we do what we do, in the former state representative Baker would be aware of the procedure in the legislature for motions, and with that many people, how you need to be able to keep order. When we first started 6 years ago, when we would do this, I would have, well, not me, Ellen would have 5 people move to suspend the rules. So we just thought we would give Mike the job of doing that, just to straighten it out, so that we didn't have to constantly compete with each other over over the motion. So just so you know, if somebody else wants the job, Mike probably would be willing to give it up.
Mr. President, I attain such high level of respect in the county because they sat next to the council president at the time.
That's right, that's why we, I remember, that's why we appointed you, because you were right there, that's right. Okay. Where are we? All
I
right.
am about to read the resolution into the record, Mr.
All right.
President. Resolution number 2017-0008, amending the 2016-2017 biennial operating budget for 2017 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations, for appropriation transfers, and for cash transfers.
Move to adopt.
Been moved and seconded. Councilman?
Mr. President, my colleagues, we received this regular bi-monthly physical agenda, and we submitted questions to OBM, and they were answered satisfactorily. The responses to the questions are on your desks. And some of the main items that are included in this, first of all, is the transfer of $250,000 to the Adams Board, as was ably presented by Director Denahan and the county executive. There's also $1,030,000 for the Huntington Park Garage project. There's also $1,815,752 for the Variety Theater project, a very important neighborhood project in the council president's district. And finally, $100,000 for medical services at the kennel. I ask for the approval of my colleagues recommending it. Thank you.
On anything outside the Variety Theater? No. Okay. All right. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Councilman Miller. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2017-0009, approving a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and Teamsters Local 436, affiliated with International Brotherhood of Teamsters, representing approximately 6 employees in the classifications of Airport Technician 2 and 3 at the Department of Public Works, Cuyahoga County Regional Airport, for the period December 1, 2016 through November 30, 2019. Directing that funds necessary to implement the collective bargaining agreement be budgeted and appropriated.
Been moved and seconded. As you all know, we discussed this in the executive committee meeting. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Ayes have it. Resolution is adopted. Madam Clerk, do you need to read these next 2 resolutions into the record before I table them?
No, Mr. President.
All right. Do I need a vote in order to table this legislation?
I don't believe we've ever had one in order to table it.
That's why I'm asking.
I believe it's the prerogative of the council president.
All right. For reasons I discussed in the executive committee, I'm tabling the next 2 resolutions. Consideration of a resolution for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2017-0012, confirming the county executive's appointment of Dean E. DePiero to serve on the Cuyahoga County Public Library Board of Trustees for the term February 1, 2017 through January 31, 2024.
Okay, we're going to refer this to the HR committee, of course.
Resolution number 2017-0013, authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1300-551 with Schindler Elevator Corporation for elevator maintenance and repair services for various county facilities for the period December 1, 2013 through November 30, 2016, to extend the time period to November 30, 2017, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $655,000.
This will be referred to Public Works.
Resolution number 2017-0014, making an award on requisition number 38463 to the C.A. Agresta Construction Company in the amount not to exceed $2,947,728 for the 2016 Operations Resurfacing Program for resurfacing Noble Road from the Cleveland Heights North Corporation line to Mayfield Road in the city of Cleveland Heights. authorizing the county engineer on behalf of the county executive to make an application for allocation from county motor vehicle $5 license tax funds in the amount of $2,033,932.32 to fund said contract. Additionally, Councilmember Hairston is requested to become a sponsor to this legislation.
All right. This will be referred to Public Works.
Resolution number 2017-0015, authorizing a sole source contract with Manatron Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $536,429.92 for support and maintenance services for the Manatron Visual Property Tax System and Sigma CAM software system for the period January 1, 2017 through December 31, 2017.
This will be referred to Finance.
Resolution number 2017-0016, authorizing an agreement with the Metro Health System in the amount not to exceed $1,382,750 for pediatric foster care joint program services, toxicology services, and psychotropic medication review services for the period January 1, 2017 through December 31, 2018. Additionally, Councilmember Hairston is requested to be a sponsor to this legislation.
All right. Referred to Health and Human Services.
Resolution number 2017-0017, authorizing amendments to contracts with various providers for emergency shelter services at various locations in Cleveland for the period January 1, 2013 through December 31, 2016, to extend the time period to April 30, 2017, and for additional funds. Will be contracts as listed on the agenda. One is mental health services for homeless persons doing business as Frontline, and that's in the amount not to exceed $482,260. And the second is with Lutheran Metropolitan Ministry in the amount not to exceed $567,212.
And this will also be referred to Health and Human Services.
Additionally, Councilmember Hairston would like to be a sponsor for this legislation as well.
Very good. Next, we need the clerk to read the title of Resolution R 2017-0018 into the record. These are the first of the walk-ons.
Resolution number 2017-0018, amending resolution number 2015-0247, dated December 8, 2015, which amended resolution number 2014-0258, dated December 9, 2014, which made an award on requisition number 30390 to Caremark PCS Health for group healthcare benefits, including pharmacy benefit management services for county employees and their eligible dependents, and Cuyahoga County Benefits Regionalization Program participants, employees, and their eligible dependents for the period January 1, 2015 through December 31, 2017, by changing the total amount not to exceed from $42,989,733 to $60,652,540.67.
This will be referred to HR. And clerk, please read the second resolution.
Resolution number 2017-0019, amending resolution number 2015-0095, dated May 26, 2015, which amended resolution number 2014-0259, dated December 9, 2014, which made an award on requisition number 30390 to Medical Mutual of Ohio, doing business as Medical Mutual Services for group health care benefits, including medical and pharmacy benefit management services for county employees and their eligible dependents, and Cuyahoga County Benefits Regionalization Program participants, employees, and their eligible dependents for the period January 1, 2015 through December 31, 2017, by changing the total amount not to exceed from $141,636,022 to $211,868,212.78.
And this will also be referred to HR. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading adoption under suspension of the rules. Do I have a motion to suspend Rule 9D?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rule.
It's been moved and seconded by Councilwoman Brown. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The rules have been suspended.
Resolution number 2017-0003, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Michael Abuzaral to serve on the Cuyahoga County Audit Committee for the term January 1, 2017 through December 31, 2020.
Second. I'm sorry.
All right. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chair, Mr. Abuzaral appeared before the HR committee and is more than qualified. He is a reappointment, and I strongly, respectfully request my colleagues' support.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, the ayes have it. Resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2017-0004, confirming the county executive's appointment and reappointment of various individuals to serve on the Cuyahoga County Board of Developmental Disabilities for various terms, and appointment of Cynthia Schultz, and reappointments of Stephen Liccardi and Tanya Yunkin.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Councilwoman?
Yes, the candidates, Cynthia Schultz and Tanya Yunkin, appeared before the committee. I think Licciardi was unable to attend but submitted a letter, and he is a reappointment and meets all the qualifications required to serve on this board. All the candidates bring great enthusiasm and knowledge and experience, and I respectfully request my colleagues' support. However, I do want to make an amendment to our 2017-004 and introduce a substitute to correct the time period for the reappointments. So I'll make the motion.
That's right. Second.
Thank you.
And is there any discussion on the proposed substitute? It's really just clean up language. All those in favor of accepting the proposed substitute, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the substitute is accepted. Any further discussion? All those in favor of adopting the resolution on its merits as substituted, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted as substituted.
Resolution number 2017-0005, making an award on requisition number 38269 to Fabrizi Recycling Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $6,973,651.30 for the 2016 Operations Resurfacing Program for Bagley Road from Olmsted Township West Corporation Line to Fitch Road in Olmsted Township. Authorizing the county engineer on behalf of the county executive to make an application for allocation from county motor vehicle $7.50 license tax funds in the amount of $2,859,197.03 to fund said contract.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Councilman?
Mr. President, fellow members of council, on Wednesday, January 18th, the county engineer and Mr. Dever appeared before Public Works Procurement and Contracting Committee to discuss this contract. They provided a very thorough explanation. Fabrizi Recycling Inc. was deemed the lowest and best bidder for the project. It's our understanding the project is set to begin February 13th, 2017, and estimated to end on February 12th, 2018. It's also determined that Fabrizi Recycling is in compliance with the county's procurement and diversity guidelines as set forth by this council. And it's also my understanding that this is the first contract that's come before this council under these guidelines. So after a thorough vetting, I would recommend that this be approved, this contract.
Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. Resolution is adopted. Thank you, Councilman.
Resolution number 2017-0006, making an award on requisition number 38075 to Oriana House Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $1,800,000 for operation of a one-stop reentry resource center for the period January 1, 2017 through December 31, 2019.
Motion to adopt. Second. Any discussion? Again, Mr. Conwell's not here. Is there anybody who might want to?
I'll jump in.
Okay,
This
thank
was
you,
heard in
Councilwoman.
HHS, and I do believe this was, they were the only respondent to this contract, and they've been providing superior service, and there was a unanimous support from the HHS committee, so I would respectfully request for my colleagues to support this.
All right. Thank you, Councilwoman Brown. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Consideration of a resolution for third reading adoption.
Resolution number 2016-0235, confirming the county executive's appointment of the Honorable Pamela E. Bobst to serve on the Cuyahoga County Planning Commission representing the West Shore region for an unexpired term ending December 31, 2019.
Second.
Been moved and seconded.
This was heard in HR prior to my chair and should coming into play, but Mayor Bose brings an exceptional resume to the Planning Commission, and again, I respectfully request my colleagues' support.
Thank you, Councilwoman. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Miscellaneous committee reports. Why don't we start on the left and move across? That won't take long then.
And I will be having the regularly scheduled HR committee meeting on January 31st for the items referred from today's agenda.
Thank you.
And council operations will not have a committee meeting scheduled.
All right. Right.
Finance and Budget Committee will meet not this coming Monday, but the following Monday on February 6th, which will still be in time for the February 14th council meeting. And at that time, we will hear the one item that was referred, and also our OBM director has indicated that we will be able to hear the year-end numbers for the county at that time, which would be the earliest we've ever heard that report. So that would be very significant.
All right. It's a big deal.
Very important meeting.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other miscellaneous business before the council? Do we have public comment unrelated to the agenda?
We do, Mr. President. 4 individuals wish to speak.
All
The
right.
first is Norman Edwards.
Okay. Welcome, Mr. Edwards.
Hi, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Council President, County Executive Budish. I'm here on January 23rd. There was an article in the Plain Dealer, and it said that the money for the queue should be shared, congressional leaders say. I can tell you right now, I hope, and you better pray that Dan Gilbert has come into this city and he has done something as a developer that we've been trying from the Black and minority community to get people to work with us, and he's had 30% Black and minority participation and female on every project that he has done here. So, he could easily pack up. He doesn't have to be here. He's worth $7 to $8 billion. He doesn't have to be here. He cares about people. They told him not to sit down and talk to me. I can pick up the phone, call him or Jeff Cohen. They call you back. If there's a problem, they want to fix things here and make it better here. He recognizes that if Blacks gamble, if minorities gamble, they should work there and they should work on the project. So I urge this council, and I know it's going to be coming up with you and City of Cleveland, the $80 or $90 million, whatever they're asking for, the City of Cleveland and Cuyahoga County will make it up 100-fold. Dan Gilbert and his people are great people, okay? And like I said, I'm gonna say this one more time. The only developer, and he came in from Detroit, he can pack up and take the cabs to Columbus very easily. And don't think that they're not trying to woo him there. And I'm not here to try to scare you. I don't work for him. He is a friend. Jeff Cohen is a friend. I don't have a lot of friends. I don't have a lot. And I'm urging you guys, talk to him. See this thing through. He brought the first championship to this city in a long, long time. He cares. He's passionate about what he does, and he believes in this city. Otherwise, he didn't have to come here. So I urge you that $80 million will make it up here in jobs, for number one. And that's what we need more than anything in Cuyahoga County, are jobs. He brings jobs with him, and not just downtown. He spent almost $200 million in North Randall, okay? And the same thing, 30% Black and minority, and I'm saying Black because he says Black. He's not afraid to say Black. I want Blacks on my job. I love the guy, okay? We want him to stay in Cleveland. Columbus is warning him. They're trying to woo the Browns out of here. Wake up. Thank you.
Mr. Rico Dancy?
Good afternoon. The motorcycle with the Cleveland trying to pay $2.3 million. I'm concerned about that when the city about it last night. That you could put jobs. Who gonna pay? I'm gonna take $2.3 million out of my paycheck for a motorcycle to give some kids off the streets. That's too much money to be spending. And I'm praying for the officer who lost his life this morning. My auntie is a retired officer, and my daughters is to go out to the family who lost the life of that officer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. William Isaac?
Good evening. I'm here on behalf of the homeless here in Cleveland. Basically, I was looking at a couple of agendas where funding was given to mental health and 2100 Lutheran Ministry. There's some things going on down there that's really not right. I tried to go through procedures of filing grievances and things, and this has been going on for a few years now. One of them was with North Point, which shouldn't be open. They can't even pass their health codes in there, which is owned by the city. But anyway, I followed procedures and wrote it up, which is supposed, in the end, there's no one to fight for us. The stuff is supposed to go to the Adams board if we can't resolve it. And it's like the Adams board is in cahoots with everything. There's no one to oversee these agencies, and there has to be something done. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And finally, Ms. Liu?
Welcome, Ms. Liu.
Good evening and a belated Happy New Year, but the other lunar ones is coming up. I'm glad to be here again. I have heard lots of important issues. The drug epidemic, yes, kills people. And recently, there's one resident in the women's shelter also got shot. But these people, if they die, they are out of their miseries. The problem will be the living ones. Grievance procedure doesn't exist at the women's shelter at all. It has a name only. I already said that before in the public hearing for that shelter. Unfortunately, now we hear another shelter having the same problem. Please make sure Frontline Service is not qualified to bid shelter. And please understand, the grievance procedures really is important for basic human rights. So please put that in the contract. They should be overseen, the organization, the service providers. They cannot use confidentiality to be the sword to hurt us. If we file grievance, we have the right to know what's been done. And at the end, Oriana House Incorporated, I did see their presentation, very impressive, but I heard the ones in Akron, Summit County, right now, they are under serious auditing. Please be aware. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay. Could I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The meeting is adjourned.